Hey guys, so I thought it had been a while since I had done a get ready with me videos, so that's what we're gonna do today. So let's get started. Just gonna moisturize my lips with Chapstick Cake Batter Lip Balm. I have been having to moisturize the heck out of every inch of skin on my body. Boy, it's so dry now because the furnace is running constantly because it's so cold outside all the time. We've had some unseasonably cold temperatures in the last couple weeks. Okay, next I'm going to move on to my face primer, which is PS Radiant Primer, and this is from Primark. And yes, I do live in the United States, but I'm lucky enough to have some Primark stores in the state that I'm in, which is Massachusetts. I don't have a store close by, so I don't go there that often, but I would say 2 or 3 times a year I try to go there because I do really enjoy that store. Oh, if I had one near me, I'd be there all the time. I love it. It's funny though, it can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes I go there and I don't come home with that much, which is disappointing since it takes so long to get there. But then other times I make out great and it's like there's almost too much stuff that I really want. So because this is a radiant primer, it does give you like a, a glow and a sort of a luminous finish, which is great for this time of year. I like using these kind of primers in the cold weather especially. For foundation, I've been reaching for this pretty much every day for the last few weeks. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation, and my shade in this is Natural. If you've never tried the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation, it's pretty amazing, especially for the price. It comes in this beautiful glass bottle. I can't remember if I shook this up or not. I don't think I did. And it has a pump. Yeah, if you can find a shade that matches you in this, because the shade range is somewhat limited, but this is a good match for me this time of year. I have to jump around and use different foundations because my skin definitely changes color quite a bit from one season to the next. I go up like, I would say maybe 2 shades in the summer in a foundation range, depending on, how many colors there are in the range. I love that a lot of brands are expanding their shade range now. It makes it so much easier to actually find something that matches. And I know this is a big problem for people with deeper skin tones, but it's a problem with everybody, really. No matter what your skin tone is, it's sometimes difficult to find a match that is really like appropriate. Because a lot of times I think a lot of people just grab the closest one, but if you don't have a perfect match, it's just not going to look right. Then you have to fiddle around with trying to blend out the edges and I don't know. My problem has always been that my skin has a lot of pink and red in it, and when they make lighter shades, they tend to cater the lighter shades to people with yellow tones in their skin. Now, I can get away with foundations that are peach toned, which doesn't make sense because that would be warmer, but I don't know. If I can't get one with pink tones, I go for the one with peach tones, and that seems to work okay too. So if you've had similar problems, you might want to give that a try. like the Fenty Beauty one that I used to wear. I say used to because I no longer have that because I used every single drop of it. I love that foundation, but it's a little on the drying side, which is not good for this time of year. But I think when I bought it originally, I did buy it this time of year, but I do love that foundation. But I'm trying to like use what I have now. Like I already have this and I love it, so why not use it? Why go out and keep buying more and more and more things just to try them? I want to try to use some of the things that I have before I buy more. Okay, concealer. Speaking of using what you have, this is LA Girl Pro HD Concealer, and my shade is Porcelain. Probably the best concealer I've ever tried. I've tried so many, and I always go back to this. And now you can get this a lot easier than you used to be able to. This is a Sephora Pro Concealer Brush. Yeah, the LA Girl brand now is so much easier to get than it used to be. I've seen it at a lot of places now. So I've been reading the Hunger Games trilogy. And if you've already seen the movies and you think to yourself, oh, there'd be no point in reading the books because I already know what's going to happen, don't make that mistake that I did, because I'm just now reading them and enjoying them so much. Even though I've seen the movies, the books are definitely worth reading. I cannot tell you how much I've been enjoying them. I'm on the third one right now, and just loving them so much. I am so into reading right now, you guys. That's all I want to do. It's freezing all the time, and all I want to do is just sit and read a book and curl up with a nice warm blanket. Yeah, it's just been so cold. It just definitely puts me in reading mode. I'm not going to set anything with powder because my skin is, just like I said, so dry lately that if I set it with powder, it's gonna ruin it and be too dry. I am still not using contour, blush, or highlighter. I don't know what's going on with that. I just don't feel like it. So we're going to move on to the eyes. This is MAC Painterly Paint Pot. This is what I use as an eyeshadow base. So yeah, I've been watching Netflix too, of course, and what have we been watching lately? We are watching the very last season of Once Upon a Time. Had a tough time getting into it. I'm not wild about the storyline, which is a shame because it is the last season for this show. Of course, it's canceled. And it had a nice long run. But, you know, I've had problems before getting into Once Upon a Time when it comes back because, I don't know, they tend to drag things out too much. They'll have like a section of story arc where it goes 2 or 3 episodes talking about and doing the same thing all the time, and I don't know, I just feel like it could be a little bit quicker paced. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And all right, so eyeshadows. It's kind of hard to talk about like life and talk about what I'm doing with the makeup at the same time, but all right, I'm going to use this first. This is Milani's Most Loved Mattes palette, and I'm going to go into this and use this shade right here, which is called Bust a Mauve. And the only reason why I'm going to use that is it's pretty close to my skin color. So I'm going to put that. This is just a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. I'm going to put that all over my lids and then blend it up into the crease and kind of form the shape that I like. And this is going to be like a base on a base. So you can see that it's giving me some color, but not a ton. Sometimes I like to do eyeshadows on top of each other, or put an eyeshadow down over the paint pot, because sometimes it makes it not only easier to blend the other shadows you put on top, but it makes for an interesting color array. You'll see what I mean as we go along. So I'm not going to go all the way up because this is too dark of a shade to bring all the way up. That's another thing I've been doing lately, is not using a brow bone highlight or inner corner highlight. I don't know, I'm just not into highlighting, I guess, or contouring my face or wearing a blush. I don't know what's going on. Alright, that's the only shade I'm going to use from this palette. Now we're going to move on and use the Huda Beauty new Nude palette. And the shade that I'm going to use in here is called Raw. And it's this one right here. And I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush from their Pro line. It's number P15. So this is a pretty deep shade, especially for me. So I'm just going to kind of tap my brush in there and pick up some of that. And we're going to do this in the crease. So I have something I need to talk to you guys about while I'm working on this. And that is, I haven't lost interest in makeup, obviously. I mean, I bought the James Charles Morphe palette, love it. Bought this Huda Beauty palette, love it. The Kylie Jenner liquid lipsticks, love them. And I am watching YouTube videos, but I think it's time for one of my breaks, you guys. You know how, if you've been with me for a while, then you know that usually once a year, I take a break from YouTube. I just haven't felt like filming lately. I don't know why, because I'm not like losing interest in makeup, but I just don't feel like filming videos. And I don't want to be in a situation where it's forced, because then the videos aren't going to be good. I don't want to feel like, oh, geez, you know, I haven't filmed a video, so I need to do that. This isn't a job for me. This is a hobby. I do get paid for my videos by YouTube, but because I don't have a ton of subscribers, I don't make that much. So it's not, definitely not a job, it's a hobby. So after today, I'm gonna take a break. I have no idea how long. I don't like set a limit or anything. I don't pick a time frame or anything like that. I just, you know, come back when I feel like it, basically. Last time, I think I was gone for a little over a month. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I could change my mind, because I do that a lot. So don't be surprised if you see me sooner than you think you're gonna. I don't know, I just don't feel like filming lately, and I just don't want to get into a situation where I don't film and then people are like, where is she? What's going on? And, you know, leaving comments like, where are you? Are you okay? So I just, if that's the case and that's how I'm feeling, I think it's just better to take a break. Okay, I'm also going to put some of this on the outside part of my lids. So the other thing that I've been doing besides reading books and watching Netflix is, I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, I'm a huge football fan. I live in Massachusetts, so obviously I'm a New England Patriots fan. And my favorite player is Rob Gronkowski, or as those of us that love him like to call him Gronk. um, he's had a lot of problems with injuries over the years, so, you know, sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. Right now he seems to be going through a spell where he's feeling pretty healthy, so that's always good. But yeah, that sucks when you're a professional football player to get plagued by injuries, and he's had so many operations and surgeries, and as somebody who's had back problems and knee problems and shoulder problems and elbow problems, I can relate to what he's going through. I think I'm just going to put just a tiny bit more on this outside lid area. I really feel like, you know, giving it some dimension like that and tying it all together looks a lot better. And of course we're going to put something over this too. Okay, something that has happened by buying that Morphe James Charles palette, it has revitalized my interest in Morphe eyeshadows just in general. So I've been dipping back into my Jaclyn Hill palette and using this more since I got the James Charles one. Because the James Charles one has tons of mattes in it, and this one I really like for the shimmery shades. So I'm going to use Firework, it's called, which is this gorgeous copper shade right there. So that's what I'm going to put on my lids with another Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. So I used one for the paint pot, another one for the base color, and now another one for the lid shade. I have like a fistful of these. They come in handy. So I'm just going to put this all over the lid area. So yeah, every Sunday I am watching Patriots football. So that's the other thing that I've been super into this year. We've actually been to they have like a museum at the stadium that has like all memorabilia and interactive exhibits, and really nice. Definitely worth the price of admission. Okay. Next, I'm going to do some eyeliner. This is Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in the shade Demolition. So I've been trying to decide what I'm going to read next now, because I'm on book 3, like I said, of the Hunger Games trilogy. And since I'm making out so good with this, there's another book series that I have never read, but I've seen all the movies, that's kind of in the same genre, that I've heard that the books are better than the movies. I mean, I like the movies, but if the books are even better, then I think it would be worth reading. And that is the Divergent series. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those movies. Oh, one thing I got to say about the Hunger Games is Jennifer Lawrence was so good in those movies. I think if they had picked another actress, I don't think the movies would have been as successful. And the same thing could be said for the Divergent movies. Shailene Woodley is so good in those. Wow, my eyes must be really watery today because I feel like this isn't going on as nice as it usually does. You know what? I'm going to do my brows and come back in a second because those are so time consuming. Okay, so after I did my brows and I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown, I just took this pencil brush and I started off using the lid shade, dragged it underneath my eyes. Then I took the shade that I used in my crease and I put that from like the midpoint outward. Then I used curled my lashes and used MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D mascara, and now we're going to do the lips. Okay, so I'm just going to use this Colormates lip liner, and it doesn't even have a shade name, so I always put Nude lip liner in the description box. I just line my lips with this. Because my lips definitely need that definition. The line is quite blurry. This is L'Oreal Color Riche Shine in number 900 Glossy Fawn. If you haven't tried any of the lipsticks from this line yet, they're awesome. I think I've talked about them quite a bit here on my channel. I have several shades of these. Yeah, that bottom lip has no definitive line at all. Even with the liner, it's hard to get definition there. So yeah, very, very coppery, peachy theme going on today. If you're not subscribed, then you need to be, because how will you know when I come back if you're not subscribed? So thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I have no idea how long I need to take a break for. I have no idea. Follow me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram. The links are right on my channel page. All you got to do is click on the symbol for the link and it'll take you right there if you want to follow me there. Because sometimes what I do is when I take a break is, you know, I still post things on there occasionally. So if you want to see what I'm up to, then you could do that. And when I come back, it should be interesting to see what is going on with my hair, because it's growing out like crazy underneath, but on top it doesn't seem to be. So it should be very interesting to see what my hair looks like once I come back. Hopefully a lot less of this brown will be gone and it will be more symmetrical and have more of this this underneath color throughout. Wow, down at the bottom there isn't much left at all. So yeah, there's that too. So, okay, that's it. I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.